The screen of my phone vibrated in my hand, a tremor that matched the sudden jolt in my chest. My father's voice came through the speaker, low and measured, as if rehearsed. "Jason. Jessica's bringing her boyfriend home for your mother's birthday. He's someone important. Polished, articulate, well-dressed. A good fit for the kind of company we'll have." There was a deliberate pause, too calculated to be casual. Then the blow landed. "And you, well, your job doesn't quite fit the image. It might be better if you didn't come." My throat tightened, constricting as if a hand had closed around it. Outside my office window, the Seattle skyline gleamed, a view I had earned through over a decade of sacrifice, sleepless nights, and bottomless ambition. Yet in that moment, it mocked me. I gripped the edge of my desk, the polished surface cool against my skin, and tried to speak. "What are you saying?" My voice came out quiet but sharp, a steel thread running through each word. He didn't waver. "You coming home would just embarrass the family." His tone flattened, drained of emotion. "If you still insist on coming, don't call me your father." The line disconnected with a soft click that rang louder than any slamming door ever could. Seconds later, my phone buzzed again. Not a message, not a missed call, just a bank notification. $39, 768.00 transfer complete. Utility payments processed. The same amount I'd been silently paying every month for the past 2 years. Power, water, internet, all in their names. No acknowledgement, no gratitude. Just quiet deductions from my account like clockwork. My name is Jason, and I'm 32 years old. I'm the co-founder and CTO of HelixCore, a sustainable energy tech company valued at over $50 million. And yet, in the eyes of my family, I'm still the awkward, unremarkable son who never measured up to the polished glow of my younger sister, Jessica. Growing up in a quiet town outside of Seattle, I learned early how to shrink myself. In family photos, I was the shadow in the background. At dinners, I was the one quietly clearing plates while Jessica received toasts for her latest internship or her breakup recovery. When I graduated with honors from Caltech, it was a bullet point in a family newsletter. When Jessica landed a 6-month marketing job, it was a catered celebration. 2 years ago, my mother called me, her voice sweet and trembling. "We're struggling a little with the bills, sweetheart. Just a little help, until your father's pension kicks in." I agreed. It felt right. Family helps family. Except help turned into habit, and habit turned into expectation. Whenever I gently asked if Jessica contributed, my mother's replies were rehearsed. "She's dealing with dad's appointments," or "she's saving up for a down payment." I knew it was nonsense. Jessica had never once skipped her mani-pedi appointments or her biannual Bali retreats. Still, I said nothing. Until that phone call. Until I became too much of an embarrassment for a birthday dinner. As I sat in silence, watching transaction histories scroll endlessly across my screen, something changed. Not anger. Not sadness. Just a clarity so sharp it was almost painful. I had been invisible for too long, thinking that loyalty and quiet generosity would one day earn me a seat at the table. I opened the payment portal. With steady hands, I canceled every autopay, power, internet, water. Not out of vengeance. Out of preservation. Because if I didn't choose myself now, I never would. Exactly 3 weeks later, on my mother's birthday, the text came in. "Internet's down. Can you please fix this?" Then, "No water. We can't cook." Then from Jessica, "Guests are arriving, and the Wi-Fi's dead. Do something." I didn't reply. Instead, I sipped my coffee, watching rain carve crooked lines down my office window. For the first time in years, I wasn't the backup plan. An hour passed. Then came the barrage from extended family. "You humiliated your mother. Your sister was right about you. Selfish." I read each message, letting the words land, not because I agreed, but because I no longer felt the need to defend myself to people who only listen to the loudest voice in the room. Then, unexpectedly, my phone lit up with a video call from Aunt Laura, one of the few people who had ever looked me in the eyes instead of through me. I answered. Behind her, the kitchen buzzed with strained laughter and awkward conversation. She leaned toward the camera. "You're not going to pay it, are you?" she asked gently. I met her eyes. "Dad told me not to come. Said if I did, not to call him Dad." Her face softened into grief, but before she could speak, my mother's voice cut through the background. "Tell him he's a disgrace. A shame. Then my father, it's just a few bills. He's overreacting. Then Jessica, what kind of person ruins their mom's birthday?" And then, someone else walked into frame. A clean-cut man in a fitted navy suit. Hair combed, confident posture. He glanced at the camera, then did a double take. "Wait," he said. "Jason?" I narrowed my eyes. I knew that voice. Hudson Kane, our recently transferred lead engineer. He worked under me. Smart. Ambitious. Focused. Jessica's boyfriend. The one they'd all been raving about. His face changed as the realization hit. "You're the Jason?" he asked. Behind Aunt Laura, the kitchen quieted. Someone gasped. "You work for Jason," someone muttered. Hudson turned to them. "I work at Helix Corp. Jason is our co-founder. My boss." The room fell into stunned silence. I gave a slight nod. "Hope your big family debut goes well," I said evenly, then ended the call. That night, I slept peacefully. Not because of revenge. But because, for once, they saw me not through their lens, but through someone else's truth. The next morning, I found an email from Hudson. Apologizing. He hadn't known Jessica's version of me was a lie. She'd said I was a low-level clerk. He ended the relationship that night. His words were honest. He didn't want to be with someone who lived in deception. I responded professionally. "Hudson, I don't mix work and family. Your decisions are yours to make." 2 days later, Jessica texted. "Apologies. Please. You're his boss. Just talk to him. Help me fix this." I wrote, "Hudson didn't leave because I told him to. He left because of who you've chosen to be." No reply after that. Or maybe I stopped looking. A few weeks passed. Then, one evening, I came home to find my parents on my porch, suitcases in hand, exhaustion etched into their faces. I let them in. We sat in the living room, warm tea between us. My father spoke first, quieter than usual. My mother added, "We might have gone too far." But then, predictably, my father leaned forward. "You've done well for yourself, Jason. We raised you, educated you. A little support, maybe $2,000 a month. It's not much for someone like you." I watched them for a long moment. Then asked, "And how much is Jessica contributing?" They paused. "Well, she's been going through the breakup. Work's unstable." I nodded. The same excuses. Repackaged. Recycled. "I'll match whatever Jessica gives you each month," I said calmly. "Or, if you want me to cover the full amount, we can draw up a legal agreement. When you're gone, the house becomes mine. Full ownership. No disputes." The room tensed. My father stood abruptly, slamming his hand on the table. Tea sloshed. His voice rose. "You're putting conditions on your own parents. After all we've done for you." I didn't move. Didn't flinch. "I think you should leave," I said softly. No yelling. No threats. Just a line drawn in the hardwood between who I was and who I refused to be any longer. They left. 2 years have passed since that day. I never blocked them. I didn't need to. They never called again. Not to ask how I was. Not even on my birthday. Jessica reached out once, needing a job referral. I declined. I live quietly now. My circle is small, but strong. I found people who see me, really see me, not for what I can offer, but for who I am. And I've learned something: family is not who claims you. It's who values you. Not for your wallet. Not for your silence. But for your soul. Have you ever been the invisible one in your own family? The quiet provider, the overlooked achiever? Then this story is for you. If you've ever had to choose self-worth over family approval, tell your story in the comments. And if this hit home, subscribe for more stories that finally say the things we've been too afraid to voice.